what are my thoughts on the reviews of Suikoden 1 and 2 Remastered, and if good sales of this game will cause Konami to make a Suikoden 6 or remaster the rest of the series. Love your content, great work, sir. First and foremost, I did not get the Suikoden remasters. I haven't played them, but I have made a lot of research because I've been carefully watching. I mean, the games have been out, as of the recording of this clip, the games have been out for a few days only. And I've been looking at almost every day, like twice a day, trying to find if the translation is politicized or altered, or if there's any censorship. And all I've been able to find is that there's some dumb censorship, mostly coming from Japan, for Japanese audiences. Like, for example, the fight with a specific character called Neck Lord. I'm not gonna spoil anything, don't worry, but he has this attack that bites your character, so there's some blood involved, you know? So that blood was censored for these remasters. It was turned into black blood for some reason. I'm pretty sure Konami did that to avoid offending the snowflake Japanese players, because apparently blood offends them. Because I'm pretty sure in the West nobody gives shit. In the West they all care about, you know, nipples, girls in thongs, and religious themes, and also about genders and all that jazz, you know, and races and shit. But blood and hardcore gore? No, that's fine. Even kids can watch that, you know, here in the West. But in Japan, no. Everything goes except for blood. Other censorship that I found is that there's this symbol. There's some religious imagery that was actually kind of censored in the originals, and now it's even more censored. But apart from that, I haven't read anything, you know. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I haven't played the remasters. I've seen gameplay footage, you know, and I have read some things in the forums. It's kind of hard to find accurate information on forums because all they do in forums is fight. There's always this one guy saying, you know, oh, so are the remasters woke? And ooh, all of these fucking people and bots and AI, robots, fake accounts show up to argue. You know, to say, what? No, you're always bitching, oh, here comes the anti-woke brigade and blah, blah, blah. And dude, it's like pages and pages and pages of people fighting about that. But I had to read through most of that to find that one comment that said, you know what, the blood is censored. Oh, thanks, that one guy. While the rest of the internet can keep fighting about wokeness and shit, you know, I was like, okay, you know where I stand, right? But I don't give a fuck about that. I want to give a fuck about the censorship. If the remasters are censorship, and if they aren't politicized, if they don't have an Euden Chronicle level of fucking translation, then maybe I'll buy them. And maybe I'll review them, you know? Those are my plans. But as for now, I haven't bought them because I need to make 100% sure. I need to be 100% sure there's no political bullshit, okay? Another thing that I noticed is that this is gonna be stupid for a lot of you, and you know what? It kinda is. But I noticed that Luca Blight, the dialogue he has at the beginning of Suikoden 2, the Die Pig dialogue, I thought for sure, and so did everybody, that it was going to be censored. Thankfully, it wasn't. You know, Luca Blight still humiliates a woman, you know, and calls her Die Pig and kills her. I'm not spoiling anything. This happens during the first 20 minutes of the game. Okay, it's legendary. Everybody knows about this scene. It wasn't censored. It wasn't altered. I'm shocked. However, in the original game, Luca Blight says, die pig. But in the remaster, he now says, die you pig. I don't know what to think about that. I know this music right now is kind of fucking weird. It's from Octopath Traveler 2. Anyway, so I don't know what to think about. I don't think it changes the context, but I think it's different if you call someone a pig. If you say fuck you pig, you know, instead of saying fuck you you pig. I think it's a bit different, but I don't know why they did that. But what I've been reading, I don't know if this is misinformation. Again, take this with a grain of salt. It's probably misinformation, but I don't know. But the developers and some reviewers and journalists, everybody trusts journalists nowadays, because we do. Of course we do, right? They say that the translation is now more faithful to the original Japanese script. I don't know if that's true because I don't know Japanese and I can't prove that. But apparently it is what it is, right? That's what they're saying. All these developers, all of these reviewers, and also the Heat Day journalists. That's what they're saying. So I don't trust those guys. And I don't even trust the developers because I don't trust Konami. I stopped trusting Konami as a company like 20 years ago, So I can't vouch for it. I know a lot of you were expecting me to come here and say, hey, guess what, people? The Suikoden remasters aren't wokenized, aren't politicized, aren't censored, so go and play them. I recommend it. Sorry to disappoint, I haven't played them, and I don't know if they're politicized or not. I know there's a lot of fans out there who are on my side of the things. We're on the same page, and they're always looking for that. But I haven't read anything, and I've browsed through several forums, GameFAQs, Steam, and there doesn't seem to be any political altered translation on the remasters. But then again, the games have only been out for a couple of days, so we don't know that yet. I like to think that it's either one of these. Either the remasters, the translations weren't politicized, or Konami paid Google and search engines to avoid showing people saying that they are actually politicized. I have no idea. But if I ever make sure 100% that there's no political bullshit in the remasters, then I'll buy them, I'll play them, and you bet your ass I'll probably review them, okay? And maybe recommend them, because the original games are excellent. Even the originals had a shitty translation, but it wasn't politicized. But it was bad, it was a bad translation, especially Suikoden 2. I made a video called 10 Things You Didn't Know About Suikoden 2, and you can watch it, and you'll learn why the translation was the way it was back in the day in 1999 when the game came out. Okay, so there's a story behind that, but it's a long story. And but it wasn't politicized. The translation wasn't politicized, so I don't trust developers and publishers nowadays. So I don't know yet. Now, the other questions. What do I think about the reviews? I don't read reviews anymore. Okay, I've actually never read reviews. I don't give a shit about reviews because they're all a bunch of fucking cowards. Nobody has the balls to address certain issues of modern gaming. Nobody, except like very few websites and very few people, and they're usually shadow banned like me, so it's kind of hard to trust them now. Whether they're a journalist or a simple reviewer like me, I don't trust them and I don't watch them. So I don't have an opinion on the reviews of the remasters. If they sell well, do I think it's gonna help Konami into developing Suikoden 6? Maybe, but I don't give a fuck about Konami, so I don't want Konami to develop Suikoden 6 because I fucking hate them, And what do I think about the mobile game? It's fucking stupid. Why is it for mobile phones? Why is it called Star Leap? Okay, why? Maybe because they're testing the waters. Because, okay, you know what? We know I'm Konami. So we know that people want Suikoden 6. But we don't know how the remasters are gonna do. So how about we release the remasters first and see what happens, and then we will release this game for phones, because, everybody in the West is into mobile gaming. Hell, everybody in Japan, everybody in the entire world is into mobile gaming. So why the fuck should I bother creating a game for consoles? Fuck that. I'm gonna do a free-to-play gacha Suikoden game, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna get a lot of fans excited. Cause I'm fucking Konami and I'm super fucking intelligent. Well, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's not gonna be gacha, maybe it's not gonna be free to play, and maybe at some point it will come to consoles, because I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it looks like a game that could be very well on the PlayStation 5, no problem. Hopefully it will come to consoles, hopefully it won't be politicized, hopefully it won't be a gacha free to play game, but I do want to say something that it's kind of weird. Have you seen the trailer? It looks like very ironically, it looks like an Eiyuden Chronicle ripoff. The graphics look exactly the same. It's like they are using the exact same graphic engine and artists. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I mean, the Eiyuden Chronicle is a spiritual successor to Suikoden. Now these guys are doing an actual Suikoden game, but that looks like a Eiyuden Chronicle. Those are my thoughts on the Suikoden remasters and Suikoden Star Leap. Anything else? Am I excited? No. When the hell have you seen me getting excited for a phone game? If it comes to consoles, maybe I'll be interested, as long as it isn't politicized, or altered, or a game for modern audiences, which they do exist, Let's stop pretending that it's only the 0.001%. No, it's like fucking 80%. Sadly, that's the reality, okay? Sadly. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. That's my opinion.